When you think of a projector, a typical classroom projector, you think about the distance where the projector is to the surface, no matter what the surface is. It could be cloth, it could be a wall, it could be a set piece, it could be a human. Um, Once you determine the distance, that will help determine the lens that you need to get the object as wide and as large as you can. So for theater, 99% of the time, we need a unit that is close to our surface, and also big enough. So when we talk about lenses, we always want to start with an ultra short throw. Means I can get this projector as close as I can and as wide as I can to my surface. Now, some projectors, a lot of classroom projectors come as an ultra short throw. It's a fixed lamp within the unit. It looks great. You don't have to add a lens. The unfortunate thing about that, and I have to explain this a lot, is that those classroom projectors aren't not meant to throw over like 10 feet wide. So for
Yeah.
those of who are wanting that wide image on their site, you're going to need to physically move your projector back to get it as wide as you can possibly get, which is great. That's where the budget friendly comes in. You already have one, you just have to physically move it. What most people don't want to give up is that stage real estate, if especially if it's on the floor, right? If I have a full musical and I got 50 kids on the stage, I just can't give up a full 8 feet on the stage. Totally
Right.
fine. That's where we're going to use an ultra short lens. And most of your high lumen, so anything really above 7,500 lumens, you're going to need to get a lens attachment that will go onto your projector that will give you the capability to throw the image ultra short or short, just depending on the distance of where the unit is. And that's where when people see that and it makes sense, but then I also want people to really understand that means you're buying two pieces of projector equipment. You're buying a projector and you're buying a lens, which also will raise the price. Unfortunately, I hate it. Like I hate that part of it. But for what people are wanting, if they give me a picture of, this is what I want, you have to buy two pieces of equipment versus just a projector. So that's also the difference in like adding an ultra short lens to a unit is that also you're buying two pieces of equipment. Um, it's really all about the glass that is in the lens. I wish I had like my demo gear because I would show you, like I would point it out. I can send you pictures. So the glass that is in there is has to be created, and that's what makes it. It's like a prism, right? It's the same
Mhm.
concept that we just add to the projector. So that's the part that costs is because you're creating this custom piece of glass to throw an image and manipulate it in such a way when it hits the surface. So that's really like ultra short 101. It's very rare that I have a client or that needs a short. It's most of the time it is ultra short, but again, it depends on your facility and where you want to hang it. There's a great way that we look at how to determine if it's short or ultra short. There's calculators online for projectors that you can type in and it will tell you what you need. And so we use that every day, and it's available to everyone. But that's usually what we use to make sure that we're determining the right lens for your unit. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like ultra short lens, kind of 101.
Yeah, when I'm sending people your way, I'm usually telling them, hey, it really is all math. And
Yes.
not in a scary way, it's all math,
Mm-mm.
but it's all math in the sense that when people come talk to you, that you guys are able to look at their stage size,
Yeah.
ask them, hey, how much of your psych are you trying to fill?
Hmm.
And like you said, looking at their ceiling or looking at the mounting capabilities, and okay, we're going to get this up high. We're going to point it down at the screen so that it pitches that image over
Right.
your actors' heads or your dancers' heads. Um, the the physics of it, I never want to dumb it down, but you also don't want to overcomplicate it because for a teacher or for a director, they don't they don't have to understand all of how it works. I've
No.
been doing this for
Hmm.
years and years, 15 years, and even though I've been designing on all these shows, I don't understand a lot of the physics, behind
Yeah.
why this stuff works. But I do know that investing in a good projector is
Hmm.
the best thing that you can do
Yes.
because you really can, and I see this happen all over the world. People use all sorts of surfaces to project
Yes.
onto, textured surfaces. It's really becomes a subjective artistic thing. Now, they obviously make fabric that you can use that's
Hmm.
good for projection, but there's paints for that. There's all
Hmm.
sorts of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you can drive it from a laptop with some basic software. So
Hmm.
really you're talking about that projector as maybe the main investment. And then really you're just refreshing your artwork, your media
Yes.
with each
Yes.
show. And that to me, for a teacher or director to go, okay, you're making the investment in this equipment, but then it's going to unlock this entire world, which, teachers especially, it's like you want people to see that first show,
Hmm.
and you may not be able to explain it to them, but when they see it and they
Yeah.
experience it and they realize how it brings that world to life and how it transforms the story, then from that point you really can just invent and create and come up with all sorts of new ways of telling your stories.
Oh, absolutely. It's funny we're meeting today because I actually took a demo out to a school yesterday, and they were like, "We just want to see what happens if we put the projector on the front of the stage." And there's a fire scene in this show, and we just want to see what it looks like if we have the projector here and we are the whole setting has to go up in flames. I was like, great, let's pull up really quickly. Let's pull up a YouTube video of like flames or embers or whatever, and just within immediacy, as soon as they plugged in that HDMI to the laptop, they just opened an internet browser because we didn't have time. The stage went aflame. Truly, it looked
Right.
like the stage was on fire, and it was so simple. And they were like, oh, now we can really get into the design of this, and they can map it to certain set pieces if they wanted to, but it just opened the students, and they were just like immediately popping off with ideas. Oh, we could do this, we could try this. And I'm like, yeah, it's just that simple. It really is just that simple. And so that, like, hearing that from them and them discussing with their director, like from a design standpoint, yeah, their world was immediately open to way more possibilities of telling the story just with a piece of equipment in a certain location. So,
Wow.
100% agree. Yeah.
I love that.